Her voice shook as she reached out to me, trembling like a fragile branch caught in a tempest. The credit card had been denied. Had I neglected to make the payment? I drew a deep breath, grounding myself. No, I responded, my voice steady and measured. Didn't I warn you to tread carefully? A thick silence settled between us, heavy like the moment the ground splits beneath you. I could almost feel her dawning awareness. This wasn't about a botched payment. This was the unraveling of everything we'd woven together. Let me take you back to the beginning, to where the cracks first formed. It all started with a dinner I wasn't invited to. I trudged home late, drained from the day, tugging at my tie as I asked, "When's your sister's engagement celebration?" She looked up from her phone, pausing briefly. "Oh, it happened yesterday," she said lightly. "Just close family." Just close family. I stood rooted to the spot, forcing a smile that hid the sharp pang, like a man struck by an unseen blade yet already wounded. Her sister used to contact me directly. Invitations to birthdays, a housewarming, even a quirky brunch for her cat's adoption. But for her engagement? Not a whisper. I brushed it off, at least outwardly. Deep down, I noted the slight, storing it away. That's how it begins, a fracture you pretend doesn't exist. We weren't perfect, no couple ever is. But I believed we were unshakable. 7 years of marriage, 3 of them invested in her company, built from nothing. Our savings breathed life into her vision. I designed her logo, managed the books, forced smiles for clients I couldn't stand. She once cried tears of joy when I gifted her a new laptop for a product launch, calling me her anchor, her teammate. But lies spoil swiftly, rotting in the stillness. A single photo broke the illusion. An Instagram story tagged by a shared friend. Everyone was there, laughing, glasses clinking. Everyone except me. Sparkling champagne, glowing candles, warm toasts. Her hand lingered on another man's arm, brief but far too familiar. Too at ease for someone with a husband waiting at home. I didn't erupt or accuse her. I watched. Betrayal hones your restraint. I began collecting proof, not emotions. Passwords she thought I didn't know. Bank statements she assumed I overlooked. Late-night whereabouts she didn't bother hiding. It wasn't just an affair. It was a deliberate rewriting of our narrative. She portrayed me as distant, overworked, or domineering, depending on her audience. She even hinted to her sister that I might have been unfaithful. A preemptive attack on my integrity. Shrewd, but not shrewd enough. I operated discreetly, freezing our joint accounts under the guise of security alerts, transferring my assets to a private trust, updating my life insurance beneficiaries, and consulting an attorney who understood exactly who I was dealing with. My credit cards? Terminated. A new one issued solely in my name. The business? I handled its finances, so I knew about the undeclared profits, the personal expenses masked as business costs, the fabricated receipts. I preserved every detail. Tax evasion speaks a language the IRS comprehends clearly. All the while, I played my role, the tired husband, the distracted partner. I kissed her goodnight, brewed her morning coffee, wished her well as she headed out for drinks with friends. Each smile she offered after a lie fueled the fire within me. Then came her birthday. I presented her with the watch she'd coveted for months, adorned with delicate diamonds. Nestled beneath the satin lining was a small note. A receipt, dated 3 months earlier, purchased by the man whose arm she'd touched in that photo. She fell silent, unable to speak. Her eyes met mine, realizing I knew, but uncertain of my next step. That was the moment her world began to fracture. 2 weeks later, her business account was frozen. A routine audit, the notice stated. Curious how timing falls into place. Then came the declined payment at her favorite spa. Then the rejected rent check for her studio. Is something wrong with the account? She asked, confused. I shrugged. Probably fraud. You should contact the bank. Her eyes narrowed, suspicion taking root, but she was already spiraling. A week later, she called in a frenzy. The card had been declined again. Did you forget to pay? That's when I said it. Didn't I warn you to tread carefully? I hadn't cautioned her with words, but with loyalty, with sacrifice, with a love that built and protected. She mistook it for weakness. She mistook me for a man who'd hold on to a hollow vow. That night, I walked away, leaving behind the home I no longer supported. My attorney filed for divorce the next morning. Irreconcilable differences? No. Documented infidelity, financial misconduct, tax fraud. She's fighting it, of course. But her foundation is crumbling dust. Now her family knows. Her clients know. Even her sister, who once toasted to new chapters, met my gaze at the courthouse and murmured, "I'm sorry. We didn't know." I nodded. She didn't need the full truth. She wasn't the one I was after. My wife was. And I don't miss her. I miss the woman she pretended to be. The illusion of what we had. The version where we were true partners. But that version faded long before the dinner I was excluded from. Now, I rest peacefully. The nights are calm. When I close my eyes, I don't see her face. I see the moment she realized her tower of deceit was collapsing. Because I left without yelling, without chaos, without a direct warning. Except I did warn her. In every choice I made to trust her, until she proved I shouldn't.